fucking false start. Actually, I was 10 minutes in, and then I had a knock at the door that just kept taking forever, so I had to drop off the video. I'm not gonna do the whole intro. Look, I am the High Priestess Phoenix, your spiritual psychoanalyst. You have to catch my last live video. It was like an Emmy award-winning fucking video. What happened? I didn't know what I was dealing with. It was a dark night of the soul, a shadow part of me that I was unfamiliar with, and I didn't know until the last 30 seconds of the video that it was called the inner critic. And as I started to come out of it and kind of, understand that reference and realize that I told everyone in the video, it's like, I'm not crazy. Everybody has this. This is my first time meeting this part of me since my awakening. You guys live with an inner critic inside of you that tells you all kinds of terrible things. And if it was as bad as mine, that's just horrible. I said I had recognized it. I was familiar with it. I tried to figure out where it came from. My inner child started giving me memories in that video. It's pretty amazing what happened in that video. I didn't know what I was dealing with. All I know is that I did something. Something happened in my real life world, and then something happened in my mind. And what happened in my mind was very unhealthy. And I was trying to figure out what made it happen and where did it come from. And I found the inner critic. Are any of you familiar with the inner critic? Do you know how to stop it? Do you know where it comes from? Do you know what it is? Okay, well that was what makes me your spiritual psychoanalyst. Because I am the spirit and I'm trying to analyze my psyche. And you are lucky enough to sit there and watch my demonstrations. You're the first to preview greatness. Now, let's get down to the hard work. Does anybody know anything about the inner critic and why everyone has one? I can tell you from just that video alone that I discovered that it's not a part of us, but it's a repeating program of negativity that's been put into us. It's repeating things that have been told to us. We're not born with it. We're not born with something inside of us that criticizes us. Now, I had mentioned in there the spectrum of it. This is my first witness, and this is what it did to me, and that's what I showed you. I didn't know what it was. I was trying to tell you what it felt like. And I had explained, I was like, this is what schizophrenics have, some of them. They have that inner critic that's just screaming at them, yelling at them, that all of this is your fault, you fucked up your life, this is it, and they hate you, and nobody loves you, and da-da-da-da-da-da. I didn't know what it was. Once I pulled out of it, I remember all my teachings about the inner critic, and I remember what it meant to have something inside of you fucking with you. Now that I've survived my little dark night of the soul, I look back at everybody else in the world that's walking around with one of them in their head all day. And I'm very troubled by that. I'm more troubled by the fact that everybody lives with this inside of their head, more than the fact that I just witnessed mine. And I said that, I was like, I need to find where this came from. I'm not going to let this do this to me again. So it's my job to find the root of the inner critic. I will find the root of mine, and that is the root of a huge problem in most human beings. I can only show you how I get to mine. You will have to do your own journey into your thoughts and into your feelings to meet yours. And I can only do it, you know what I mean? I didn't even know it exists until this day happened. And that's what I said. This was meant to happen. Now, by Tuesday or Wednesday, we always get our new orders on what we're supposed to be facing for our shadow work on Friday. This is our new mission, should we choose to accept. Should you choose to accept to fight the mind? The battle of the heart over the mind. What are we battling? The inner critic. The same battle of the mind that every single person has or gives into every day of the week. If we find a way to overcome ours and show others, they can be free. Not from persecution, but at least the inner persecution of not being enough, or making mistakes and not being forgivable. I pulled out my practical magic book. I know exactly where this is. The inner critic is in my dark goddess book, and I'm almost positive it's in Falmanach. Really? Why? Because it talks about jealousies and envies and shit like that. But in this book, I went to 2 chapters I was looking deep in. I was looking in embodying forgiveness, or what was it? Something about forgiveness, and then being kind. Because right now it's about being kind to yourself and embodying forgiveness for yourself. It's like, that's what you saw in that video. I'm trying to tell, asking, I don't think it was an asking for forgiveness. We weren't asking, embodying forgiveness. It's like we're trying to forgive ourselves. Forgive me. You know what I mean? Forgive me. And it's like we're not telling someone else. We're telling the inside. We're talking this part down. This is a real part inside of us that doesn't think we're, you know what I mean? That militant almost. Terrible. Horrendous. Let me get my Dark Goddess book. I don't have much time. I said that in my last intro. My kids are going to get here, and I'd like to get through this before they get here, but it's on top of the deck, like hardcore. Where'd I turn to? Hell? It might be in Hell. Enigmas of Secret, hiding behind a mask, seeking Hell. Give me a second. It could be in here. Is it in Hell? Are we in Hell? I'm always in Hell. Journal work, reflection to reveal what is hidden, reflecting on facing the truth. Incantation for removing the mask, for coming out. I don't think so. I think it was Falmanach right before Hell. Emotional release ceremony, journal work. Have you been a victim to someone's obsession? Does it make you feel drained? Yeah, shape-shifting energy. Give me a second. Revisiting the inner child. Nah, bro, it's in here somewhere. It's in one of these stages. Remember, transform becomes you. Could be fucking way in the beginning with Baba Yaga. Recognizing emotional triggers. That's what it is. Like, I know what I'm dealing with. What the fuck am I dealing with? What the fuck is this? What the fuck just went off in my head? Why did I feel like such a fucking piece of shit? I mean, I'm crying for it. Like, come on, just hear me out. What the fuck is wrong? It was just an accident. It all happened inside. And then they're like, it's called the inner critic. Get the fuck out of here. Everyone has one. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not crazy? Nope. Or we all are. Emotional development. I think it's in here. Seeking Baba Yaga. Where is you? Coping with emotional change. Is it Gaia? No, Fortuna. You fucking bitch. You fucking bitch. You fucking bitch. When change happens. Messages from Fortuna. We're in Fortuna for real. Really? Yeah. But I'm trying to find this. There's a part in here that talks about the inner critic. It's Sheila McGig, maybe. Like, where is it? Which dark goddess? If we know the goddess, we know the lesson, bro. I can do this. I can save us. Really? Why? Because it's just a feeling that has a voice. We could fix this. It's not naive. I'm sure it's Sheila McGig now. I'm pretty sure, because she makes you feel terrible about yourself. It's Sheila McGig for sure. Which is Scorpio, bro. All the way. And my Eve. Fucking Scorpio. Let's see. Meditation for journeying within the void. Reflection, positive affirmation, inequity. I know it's in here. Depression. This is all Sheila McGig. It's fucked up stage. Yourself as an inner critic. I told you, bitches. Psychological symptoms of anxiety bring on, go hand in hand with this stage of the soul. You will know what is affecting you if you feel as though you're going mad. You've lost control. You're going to die. You think you're going to faint or be sick or an incurable disease. As though everyone is looking at you and criticizing you. You feel detached from everything and everyone. You want to run away and hide to escape your situation. Are on the edge the entire time and on alert to all that's around you. Are exhausted from all the above. What does it feel like? Increased heart rate, legs turn to jelly, internal, external trembling, hyperventilation, difficulty breathing, dizziness, upset tummy, nausea, tension headaches, excessive perspiration, dry mouth, and palpitations. All right. Slowly you will begin to withdraw as you try to come to terms with all the change around you and do your best to cope with the loss that the dark night of the soul has presented. At this stage, you have reached your tipping point. A new gloom has descended, a blackened to blacken your thoughts, and suddenly within a small voice can be heard in the back of your mind. That's what I said. I keep hearing it. This is all your fault. This is all your fault. That's what I kept hearing. This is all your fault. At first, this voice appears to be on your side, warning you of danger, of whom not to trust or be on your guard. As you start to listen to the voice, it becomes more vocal, and it reminds you of all the horrid things that has happened to you and what somebody else has done to you. The more you listen to it, the louder the voice becomes, and it'll keep on until all of your thoughts are consumed with the betrayal and injustice you've been served. I don't know if I'm depressed. Am I suffering from depression now? Jesus Christ. Nighttime, bitch. Nope. Let's see. Everything it says you concur with, for it creates no space for seeing anything apart from its own perspective, and it can cause you to become lost in a web of despair. Suddenly it seems as though nobody is on your side, nor do they understand. Whatever the dark night of the soul has thrown at you will rise up and preoccupy your every thought. Conversations from the past will repeat over and over as you try to analyze each word and how it was said in your mind soon become completely overwhelmed and dominated by such intensity. Is this the devil card? Obsession. That's when the niggling voice of self-criticism joins in, and it plays off your anxieties and causes you to question your own worth. This antagonistic voice is your inner critic, and its job is to help you recognize your mistakes so that you can set things right. The darkness all around your inner critic will go way overboard as it pecks away, scolding, shaming, and fault finding, and wearing down any resilience you had left, and completely killing off your self-worth. Self-worth is an internal state of being, a measure of how you're regarded and value yourself. If you had a favorable opinion, blah, blah, blah. This isn't really... This is more about rebuilding your self-confidence. It's more about rebuilding it. Here we go. If you've been given a diagnosis of ill health and have been betrayed in some way, are grieving or caring for a sick loved one, or cut off from a family friend, or had your heart broken, your inner critic will feed you lies and jab away at you, wearing you down until you believe you are no good, not worthy, or even that you will die. You may freak out that you just can't sleep, and then you get panic attacks about falling asleep as you lie awake trying to make sense of it all. Maybe you've considered harming yourself or thought about killing yourself. We talked about that yesterday. Most of us experience internal battles of some sort at various times in our lives. Maybe you've struggled to conform with society, work, politics, or house rules. How does this make you feel? Do you find yourself having imaginary conversations with those who oppose you, getting your side of the story? Nope. When the dark goddess has you in her clutches of despair, doesn't really talk about it. We need some more. I need more, please. I'm going to look in this book of Carl Jung, but if not, we're getting into something deep. I'm going to have to find information about this. The inner critic, what is it? How do we soothe it? I mean, ultimately, the answer is self-love, and that's what I heard in the middle of that. I was like, why is this coming up? Because you need to love yourself. As I said that, it's like you're feeding it. Why am I feeding it? Nobody else is criticizing me. That's what I'm saying. It's the inner critic. It's inside of you. It's something inside of you that's criticizing you. The brain is so weird. Anyways, where are you at, Carl Jung? Maybe there's a reference in his book. There's definitely no reference of inner critic in any of my other books, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go in the back and see if there's a reference. Really? Maybe. I don't know. Thinker, Tibet, prayer wheel. What's a prayer wheel? Lucifer. Lucifer's in here? That's lovely. Mandala. Medusa's in here. I like it. Alright, it might be. What am I looking for? Hermes. Come on, stop throwing... Alright, I forgot what I was looking for. Inner critic. They're throwing Gandhi and all kinds of names at me in here. Inner critic. I. No, that's that way. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I. Introversion, intuition. No. Instincts. See, extroversion. Ishtar. Funny how all of the gods and goddesses are in here. Every name. Individual, India, imagination. Horus. You're not helping. Leviticus. What is all this shit? I don't know. I don't have any information on the inner critic. Ew. I'm looking at Medusa. It doesn't get more informational than that. Alright. I'm getting it. What do you mean? Medusa, bro. Medusa. Who hates herself more than me? Who hates herself more than me? Who hates themselves more than me? Shut up, man, dog. That's not helpful. Nobody. Okay. Thought we had fucking cut Medusa's head off. That was a good one. The inner critic. But where did it come from? Why now? That's what you got to see, is what triggered it. What made it come to life. And that's where they're like, you fed it. There's what? What did I say that made this awaken? It doesn't matter what woke the beast. We just have to face the beast. We're not going to try to put it back to sleep. Just bring it to the light. What makes your guys' inner critic go off? I need a friend. I need another mind. I need someone to tell me how their mind works. What makes yours go off? What does it say? It's got to say the same shit. Why does it go off? The shit it's saying is just shit that's been said to you. It's repeating, like the mind does, it's repeating the information it's heard. So that you can reprogram the inner critic when you have this conversation. I feel like it could be a one and done healing situation where I sat with it and just told it that it's okay. And it told me, you know what I mean, why it wasn't okay because of those accidents. And that's what I was like, why is it not okay to have an accident? Why is it not okay to make a mistake? And it showed me there was times. I can't tell you what happened after I broke my legs and foots and all that stuff. I don't know what she did after the fact. But it must have been bad enough. The guilt must have been bad enough that I wasn't allowed to have mistakes. So then I guess if we look back that way, who in your life was unforgiving towards you and blamed you? That's weird, dude. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but yet one got through. Isn't that weird? My daughter told me that she was going to be marked. They sent me an email, a text, and this would be the second call. They're intense. You want to know why I fucking block the fucking schools? They will. If she did that more than one time a day, dude, you don't get away with that. They will send you a fucking email, 2 phone calls, and a text message to tell you your kid was absent or late to one of their periods. Do you know how many periods they have in a day? Jesus Christ, I was getting them all the time because my kids couldn't get to class on time. Are you serious? Yeah, that's why I blocked the fucking school if it's an emergency call from an emergency line. They didn't like that answer. That's what I told them last week. Logically speaking. I'm on the brink of solving one of the biggest fucking mental health problems, bro. The most innocent mental health problem is the inner critic. That's your confidence, bro. If that thing is going off, then you don't trust yourself. You don't forgive yourself. You blame yourself. If that thing is always going off, then you can't be yourself. You can't be forgiving. You can't be understanding about little shit. If every little thing makes you feel like shit. If this voice in your head makes you feel bad for every little mistake you've ever fucking made. Yeah, that's the definition of the inner critic. You know what I mean? So I think of someone like Lewis, and I went to go look at him, and poor Lewis is going through something really difficult right now. His dog is not doing so well, and he's got a very old dog. He's leaving that part out. Roscoe's old. He already lost one dog, and he's going through a hard time, but he has an inner critic. Marshall has a terrible one. Russ talks about his. Everybody has one. We just don't talk about it. It's not the devil, but it definitely felt like it. It felt like something outside of me terrorizing me. This isn't me that feels this way. Something's making me feel this way. What is it? Me? But is it really? Is it a generated part inside of me? You know what I mean? Like, is this a real part of me? Is the inner critic really a necessary part? Or can we demolish this part completely? And that's where you go in as the alchemist like myself. And we break this down to its finest particles. And we decide whether or not what we keep. I was telling Diana about it, and Diana said that people that don't have an inner critic are considered crazy. An inner critic until I can find the use of it right now, it's dangerous. This is a dangerous part of the mind, the dangerous part of the psyche, a part that puts you down. It criticizes you. Why would this be a necessary part to keep inside of our mind? Why don't we extract this part of our mind? I show you that we know how to do it. It's reprogramming our mind. We can reprogram this part to say something different when it comes, or just the fact that it just doesn't come. Now, there's a sense of consciousness, and it's like guilt is good. Empathy is good. We don't want people to always feel guilty. We want them to feel empathetic, you know what I mean, about or sympathetic to what they've done, but we don't want them to live in a place of guilt. Shame is not a good thing. These aren't good parts. Everybody feels them, but we can find ways to eliminate that thinking. It's a way of thinking. We shame the situation or ourselves by the way we think. We think it's shameful. It's bad. It's degrading. It's wrong. Why? Because somebody told us. There's, like, as I said, all of that, I was seeing sexual behaviors. There's a lot of stuff that I talk about on this page that, you know, prissy pants over there, Mother Mary, wouldn't raise her skirt to. We talk about some really, especially in the Sheila Nagig, it's like, you know, that's defiling, and that's this and that's that. You know, no. But there's some stuff that this is just not useful inside of our brains. An inner critic, a part of us that criticizes ourselves, that's not useful. What do you use that for? It's used against us. It keeps us bound. It keeps our confidence levels low. It keeps our self-esteem low. It keeps us feeling low. That, you know what I mean? Everything we do is, you know what I mean, not good enough, and it's all fucked off. And this is all our fault, and we should have known better, and, you know what I mean? I just want to die. It's a proud moment for who I am and what I do, and I've done a lot of these where we go into next levels of the psyche. That's where I pulled out the mind. I'm like, where is this in the mind? In the mapping of the mind. And that's what it is. As I've been doing, that's what I said. I've taken Fritz's magic school bus through this whole body. I have body mapped the shit out of this. Now we're doing mind mapping. How the thoughts go from one place to another. I've already had to figure out how the flow of energy works, right? The basic flow of energy. We had to do that with the chakras. Now we're in the mind. We have to figure out how the thoughts move from one to another. How to rewire the mind. We had to rewire the body, now we have to rewire the mind. And that explains why I'm so fucking bloated lately. Keep bringing up all this shit and it's just all in my skin. I mean, seriously, I need a fat camp. Really, what does that mean? Just exercise. I need to get up and move it out and blow it out and get it out. That's all it is. You ever just like feel like you need to unbuckle your pants? Something like that. If you go for a walk, it'll be the same thing. My mind won't get me. I'm like too busy sitting with my mind. It's like I can't get up. I can't walk the dog right now. I can't walk. Get it, walk the dog. That was a good one. Fucking bitch. Stay with me while we do this. Because what I'm about to do has never been done before. Sounded like an amazing magic trick. It might be. It's going to be very magical if I can figure this out and I can save the world from this fucking mingling voice in everybody's head. If I could just do, run one of those. What's that douchebag's name? Robinson. What is his name? The Robinson guy that, that teaches, gives you all those inspiration shit. Do one of those seminars and just heal everybody. Have fucking actual revival. If we could just eliminate this could make things a lot better. Can I do it in a weekend? I mean, with the angels' helps, with the scientists' help, with, they brought it to me. They'll get me through it. And the whole reason is so that we can get everyone else through it. Nobody else is studying this. Nobody else is doing this. This is state-of-the-art work here, people. I mean, there might be some scientists studying this stupid type shit in Berkeley or Stanford or somewhere. You know what I mean? Studying some part of the psyche of the mind, because they always are. But they don't have a broken mind to work with. Whoop, whoop. Here I come. Here I come to save them. It's like if we just had the perfect guinea pig. Hey, that's what God made me. What's up? In the essence, you don't get to coin this. I did. They want to make money off of it. They want to find a pill to sell this in a bottle. Hey, I'm the genie, and I'm out the bottle here. Not rubbing me no type of way. Just saying, start your engines. Start looking at it. Yours is active. Mine isn't. I just saw it. I have to work with what I just saw, and that was this morning. And I'm just looking at what happened this morning and whatever else it'll feed me. That motherfucker isn't active in my life. I know how to calm this fucking dragon. I'm trying to figure out how to calm yours at this moment. And if it ever comes again. Motherfucker, I'll fucking beat your ass if you ever talk to me like that. Something like that. I was appalled by it. There is a voice in my head that is being very mean to me right now. I don't know what's wrong with me. Are you crazy? No, I wasn't crazy before I heard this voice. What's the voice? I don't know. It's myself. And it's blaming me for everything. Everybody in the back, dude. It was like Price is Right, bro. Everybody knew the price of what that was. Everybody that watched that video knew what I was dealing with. Like, oh. I was like, do you guys have this? Do you know what I'm talking about? Everybody. It's the inner critic. It was like Jeopardy, and no, I didn't know the answer. I just kept describing it. It was like, you know what I mean? It was like charades. No, everybody knew the answer but me. I didn't know what I was dealing with. I was looking at it from inside, not outside. Inside. Well, I mean both sides. With my head up my ass, trying to figure out what the fuck that was. It was that Tommy Boy moment. Like, what happened? And I still have to go vacuum out my fucking window and face it. What happened? I mean, a lot happened and I busted my window. Why'd you do that? You're going to have to catch that video. I'm not even going to... I already had to explain it to myself 500 times. I'm not going to explain this to you. I can't be... I'm not doing this again. And that was the inner critic. That was my inner critic. Why'd you do that? I mean, can't I just do that? Why is this not okay? Why are you making me feel so bad about a simple decision to break my shit? It's my shit. Why can't I just do some shit? Why are you making me feel so bad? Really? Yeah, who's making me feel bad? My inner critic. I had never heard this before. Really? No. I know when I'm wrong because I can see when I'm wrong. Does this have to do with the apology I sent yesterday? I don't know where this is really. We're just going to deal with it. Who cares where it came from? Let's just put it to bed. I mean, seriously. I don't really want to dig through every time somebody told me I wasn't good enough. I started to, and I was like, yeah, this is not getting anywhere, really. I'm just feeling worse about this. It's like, you had no right to talk to me like that. Why'd you talk to me like that? There's a lot of forgiveness. That's why I was like, embody forgiveness or be kind. Which is being kind to me. My mind needs to be kind to me, and it needs to embody some forgiveness. So I'm trying to teach it, my mind, about forgiveness and kindness, because it's not being forgiving or kind to me about what happened this morning. Now, as I'm going to leave on this note, where are you not being kind and forgiving to yourself about some basic bullshit? If you're not kind to yourself, it's like you fear yourself. I don't ever want that part to come up again. So I'll do whatever it takes not to hear that again. And that's where you'll end up trying to do everything perfect. Trying to be perfect so you don't have to hear the criticism. In the essence, I wish a motherfucker would outside of me. But nothing hurts me outside. It's all inside, bro. That's the cool part about what we do now. When you stop everything, when you stop this cycle of madness, right? You stop your energetic field and you just shut it down and you start cleaning out the pipes. You're not bringing in any more energy. Nobody can feed it coal. You're already in it. You're already cleaning it. It's like you can't put no more dirt on me. I'm dirty, bro. Like you can. It's like wipe your booger on me. I'm already covered in shit. So it's like flick it this way. It's not really gonna bother me. I'm covered in shit right now. And what that means is you don't experience new pains when you stop to deal with the old ones. But if you do not deal with the old ones, you will re-experience that lesson in a new lesson. Now, as I showed you today, I have to re-experience some types of madnesses because I have the memories. I have to be triggered into my old experiences by a new experience. And that's exactly why I don't like going outside. There is healing out there, no matter where I go. Which means what? I have to face my life and what life did to me every time I step out my door. And I get tired of it. The brain is feeding me a lot of negative information, and it overwhelms me emotionally, and I have a hard time focusing on my current reality and any possibility of the future, spending all my time dealing with past hurts. But it is what I do, and that's exactly why I am what I am, and I can't, this is my career. I started this journey as just a journey to help myself. Along the way, no, they made me record it all the time, and she's like, you're so brave to tell people this. Bro, it's not like I'm going to tell them anything I haven't already. They just haven't heard it yet. Many people have heard wait till the beginning when I couldn't filter it, when the real bad stuff, they're always coming out. Always. That's why people stick around. They can't wait to hear the next terrible thing I remember. And hear how I fight through it. And how I cry through it. It's a drama, bro. They love it. It's so dramatic. That's what my brother said a long time ago. I'm hearing a twin flame frequency in my head. I hear you. Anyways, my brother said, he's like, you don't have drama. You have fucking tragedy every day of your life. He's right. I've always had a traumatic life, bro. And I just keep fucking resilience, just pushing on. Keep going. Just keep going. And that's where it is. It's like, nobody will know that energy more than me and Lewis. That keep going energy, you couldn't possibly. We're the type of people, he might not be, but I'll pick up his fucking car. If my car did that, I'm that asshole on a cartoon that'll pick up the car and drag it. Fuck this. I'll fucking push this motherfucker. I'm bringing this motherfucker across the fucking, I said I was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. That keep going, yeah, bro. But it gets, like I said, I get wore out. Then I get suicidal. Not, I don't want to hurt myself. I just want to die, bro. I don't want to hurt myself. I just don't want to fucking keep doing this. But I have to. Because every time I do it, I can heal myself, have a happier life, a new, happier perspective on life for myself, and eventually spread this to heal other people that are suffering from the same types of thoughts. Again, people thought I was crazy when I started doing this work. They didn't know I was suffering from anything before I started letting it all out. And I never stopped. I couldn't stop it from coming out more and more. I thought, this is so pathetic, but Russ knows it. All the guys know it. I really thought I could do it in a summer. Russ was my twin flame. Your job is to trigger me. You're going to help me heal myself. And I'll be back on track. I'll be back making music, and I'll be back. I'll be back. No, I never came back from where I've come from. People don't. Could you have lived like that? I mean, I was living just fine. I just was emotionally cut off from everyone and everything. I lived in full isolation, similar to what I do now, but was extremely ambitious and chasing all kinds of goals. I was chasing all kinds of things, bro. It was all about chase. You know what I mean? As soon as I finished one project, I was off to the next. Whatever it was, just never stopping. And that's why it's still programmed in me, is to keep go, 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 go. Could I have lived like that? Yeah, I lived that long like that. I could have lived my whole life like that, never feeling. When I had that vision, when I had my first meditation and I saw myself, I saw my first memory, which was me in love with Bobby. That was the first time I ever felt like that. And it was the most wonderful feeling I had ever felt in my life. It was the beginning of feelings. I didn't have feelings, really. I had shut them off. And they started with a good feeling, but all that came after was bad feelings. And as I say, it's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved before, because I never had that feeling before. And so I'm grateful that he gave me that feeling before I had to face all the rest. And when I face all these feelings, you see where I go, right back to love. I'm a loving being, I'm full of joy, I'm full of happiness, I'm full of that. I didn't have any of that before this. Just these problems, these memories, these triggers, my mouth, the way, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Yeah, I got shit done. I was very, you know what I mean? I knew how to make money and shit like that, but I wasn't living, bro. So I gave up a life of success, or the journey to success, to find a totally different type of success that actually came with happiness. My job is to fix myself, bro. And by sharing my journey, I can help everyone else along the way. And this too can actually contribute to, you know what I mean, my finances as well. Later, you know what I mean? Later I'll sell the stories to, you know, different channels and stuff like that, so that I make money off of them and keep all this going. But ultimately, no, it's just to really help people. But by helping everyone, I'm helping myself. And that's where it is I faced my inner critic, and that was something. But now I realize the importance of how important my work is. If you can figure this out for yourself, you can figure this out for everybody. Now, here's the cool part, right? He gave me this purpose to help the world, but he had to hurt me like he hurt the world too, you know what I mean? We all got hurt by the same things. You know what I mean? We all went through hardships that now we need healing. So it's like, you know what I mean? How can I say this? It's like it's going to pay off. And that's what Diana said. She said, "You're so brave to share your stories." If I didn't tell anybody what happened in my life, then my whole life just happened in my head. Do you know what I mean? Nobody would have known that. Every time I tell you something about me, you can't believe it. No way. That was your life? Yeah. It's unbelievable. There's not story writers that could script this type of shit. And yet I kept it hidden in my head from everyone, except for the people that were around to witness it. But I made sure to stay away from them too. I erased them too. So it's like it never happened. And that's what I wanted it to be, is that my life never happened. But when I opened up my book of my life, this book of secrets that we call my life, this book of shadows, it's filled with unbelievable adventures and triumphs and many years of tears and fears. But it's a story like no other story. And it's my story that I kept hidden in just my mind. These stories it's my life. I really had to live through that. And, you know, somebody many years from now would want to, you know, tell a fucking, you know, make a movie about something like that. No, you can't. I already did. But in the essence, it's like you could hope to dream to make something, a terrible story gone good like mine. And that's what it really is. And where's the credits go to? God. If he wouldn't have took me through all that, then I wouldn't be what I'm going to be for my future. If he wouldn't have took me through pain, I wouldn't have been a healer. If he wouldn't have made me poor, I would never be rich. If he didn't show me abuse, I would have never known love. balance, the yin and the yang. I'm gonna go because they're gonna come up. I can feel them, and they deserve, you know, some portion of a good mother. Or at least, you know, something. Ugh, they don't really care. I just want to pretend to, you know, be done with this for a minute. But also that's another thing too, is I can help my kids before theirs gets out of control. Start talking about, you know, when they get home, I'm going to talk about the inner critic. We're going to start identifying it. Let's talk about the voice in your head that tells you bad things. Let's start working. And that's what it means to kill it in the generation. Dude, it's not even in my generation. It's mankind. I believe everyone has an inner critic. I just don't know how dangerous they are to everybody. But I know how dangerous it can be to sit around and listen to something like that. Because I did it for like an hour this morning. And some of you guys do it every day, and that's not good. So God has tasked me with healing that for you guys. Without giving you a pill, but finding out what we can do. And this is called holistic medicine. And we're going to find a way to spiritually heal ourselves. Yeah? It's going to be a trick you've never seen done before. I don't know. It's going to take me some time to find some information about what we're dealing with. So give me some time and start working on yours. Start meeting yours. Start talking to it. Have that conversation that I had, please. You have to start it. You have to get it out there before we can. You're going to have to rip it out. You're going to have to pull this thing out of the dark and stand it in the fucking spotlight and start asking it some questions. And I assure you, it's not nice when you pull it up there. It's a shit-talking motherfucker. It gets up on the stand and it blames you for everything. It says it's your fault and you're the fucking... It's trying to fucking persecute you on the fucking fire. This is one hell of a piece of us that we got to look at. And you know, I feel like if we can feel... If it's the inner critic, it could be the outer critic too. It could be projecting outside of us too. Do you know what I mean? It could just be an overcritical part or a hypocritical part. They're all part of the word critical, critic. It's all there. Suffix, prefix. We've got to put it all together. It's all part of it. So give me some time to do some studies on this word and, you know, understanding it. But we're going to heal the inner critic. We're going to at least put a dent in it by this weekend. It might take us more than one weekend to figure this out. Just realistically, we might be in a stage of this for a minute. I don't know. Nobody's ever healed the inner critic fully. Maybe. There's probably somebody in some great fucking, you know, that wrote a great book or dissertation about how it's done. Right up there with the cure for cancer that nobody reads. Hey, I love you guys. I'm fun in games and all, but it's not fun in games. I do a lot over here. I don't just read cards, bro. I don't just talk to God, and I don't just talk to dead people. It all started, if you ask me how this all started, it was through the mind. This is the real crucial work. That shit comes extra. That comes after you break through the mind. Then you start getting all these superpowers and shit. The real superpower is you fighting your mind. That shit is hard. And I told you, like, this weekend, that motherfucker won. Dude, it had me pinned down saying I was never getting married, and we're getting a job in our own house, and fuck men. Damn, it won. The mind won this weekend. In the essence, it didn't. I just went to God with it, and it's like, I can't fight it. It's right. I don't know what to do. I surrender. I surrender to the mind's knowing. Really? Yeah. At that point, I had no more arguments, dude. I couldn't even shut it up. That's where it is. It's like, dude, when do you just walk away? Like, fuck, all right, I'll fucking fight this again later. And it'll always come up. Well, whatever. Yeah, again, spiritual psychoanalyst, the Lilith reincarnated. Yours truly, the High Priestess Phoenix. I'll catch you later. Laters, haters.